Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to continue our talk about productivity for doctors today. And if you remember from our last video, which you can get here, we talked about our top 5 tips for busy doctors. One of those was how to one-touch our emails. And I got a lot of questions asking about this and what the workflow was and how to integrate the apps. So here, I'm going to show you that today. So if you come to my desktop, you can see that I already have my Safari open to Gmail. This is a really commonly used app that people use, so I thought it'd be pretty applicable. I actually created this account just for the purpose of this, so don't try to email me here. So you can see I've sent myself a couple of emails that we can use as examples. So the other thing you're going to want to have up is your calendar. So you can use, again, any calendar. I just, again, have set up this Google Calendar for the purposes of this demonstration. If you remember from the last video, in addition to calendars, the 2 apps that I suggested were the Todoist app and Instapaper. Both of those links will be listed in the description. You can see I've downloaded the Safari extensions for both of those, and so this, the Todoist, and this is Instapaper. These are going to come in really handy for our workflow. If you remember, one-touching email is literally about that, touching the email once and then dealing with it. Today I'm going to show you how we can either deal with it by putting it into our calendars, prioritizing it into our to-do list, or filing it for later those really unimportant but interesting things you may want to read about. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about how to directly put things right into your calendar. I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory, and most people already do this, but just in case, it is part of the workflow. So you can see that I've sent myself a reminder that says Ortho Update Presentation. I'm presenting this Thursday at the UBC Orthopedic Update, actually on productivity. Here's the email. Don't forget about your presentation on Thursday, May 4th at 2 p.m. So you can see we'll open up our calendar and we're going to go to Create New Event. And in that, I'm going to type in Ortho Update Presentation, and it's going to take place on May the 4th be with you, at 2 p.m. And so there we go. I save that, and you can see it's populated here. If I need to, I can share any of these calendars or event with my team. So that's done, and normally what I would also do is add on a reminder. I can do that with Outlook or anything like that as well. So that cues me that I actually also have to write my presentation. So then I can go to my Todoist, like so. And this, as you remember, is my to-do list. And I really like this because it allows me to prioritize. So as you can see here, what I can simply do is create a new task. And I like this because it's very intuitive. So Ortho Update Presentation tomorrow. So I'm going to set up tomorrow to do it, and you can see it automatically populates it tomorrow. I'm going to set it as a high priority because I really want to get it done, priority number 1. So this will be my most important task of the day. You can read more about that either on my blog post or on my previous video. And I do want to set myself a reminder. Let's add a reminder for tomorrow at noon. So I've added a reminder. Again, I can use these keywords like tomorrow, Monday, Thursday, and I find that really, really helpful. So add task. This will be on my upcoming ones for tomorrow. So again, that's really how easy that is with that Todoist app. You can also, again, use any reminder app or any to-do list. You can write it down in Productivity Planner if you wish to as well. So now let's say we have something else that I'm interested in, but maybe don't want to deal with it immediately. Maybe there's something that, I have an extra time here and there, whether I'm in transit or in between cases, I can pull up and read. Well, a great place to do that is on Instapaper. So again, you can see that I have the Instapaper extension. So there are 2 ways to add things to my reading list on Instapaper. So first is if I have this one, for example, this email, and this is an email maybe I want to deal with later. It's not super important. What I can do is I can actually just forward it to my personal Instapaper link, and I've saved that as a context. So there it is here. So I will just forward to do later and send that, and I will show you afterwards that I could send right to my Instapaper link. And again, so now this is all done, so I can delete that, and that brings me back to here, and I have one final email left. Predict Wind is an app that I use for boating, and this is something that I'm interested in, but maybe I don't want to do it right now. So I'll just click on this, and as you can see, this is just them showing us all these new features of their app, and I have no affiliation with them whatsoever. I just actually use them in real life. What we can do here, if I want to bookmark this, is I will just click on the Instapaper extension, and as you can see, it's being saved. So now if I want to bring these up again, this is all synced to all of my devices. So if I bring up my phone, you can see on my Instapaper app, everything's synced. So if I open that, you can see the 2 emails that I sent over here. So one is that Predict Wind app, and the other one is just the Read This for Later. So if I click on those ones, I can now deal with this later at a later date. So as you can see, this also goes for any other YouTube videos that I can save for later. You can obviously what I'm trying to do in the next little while. So similarly, with my Todoist app, I can bring this up and you can see if I go to Monday, again, it's the exact same things that are brought up. I've talked to my accountants and I have to do my ortho update presentation. And then of course it goes without saying that if there's any emails that I actually have to respond to, I will just do that immediately. If it requires a little more thought, another good strategy is sending a bridging email saying, hey, thanks very much for the email. I got to take some time to think about this. And again, filing that to the Instapaper or setting yourself a reminder for that as well. If you're like me and you sign up for coupons and savings and you get a lot of those emails, it's really important to label those and categorize them using your either labels or folders, depending on what system you're using, so that you can, again, one-touch them and save them for a different date. And hopefully later on, if it's searchable, you can just research for all those codes and then put them right to use then. If you see here, Gmail already gives you a significant amount of labels such as social or updates or forms. And if you have one specific one in mind, you can just create a new one. For example, let's just say Clearly, because I use Clearly contacts a lot. And if we create that, and I can just take it and drag it right to the Clearly inbox or the Clearly label. Now you have something that's easily labeled for later use. If you're like me and you haven't been careful with your email and it's now being sold to multiple marketing companies all around the world, and you get a lot of spam mail, well, you can also set up filters that will help you automatically either delete or file them. For that, you just go into your settings, and in Gmail, it's See All Settings, and you go to Filters and Blocked Addresses. So one tip that I was given was to create a new filter here that says anything that has the words unsubscribe, you create a filter that sends it straight to the trash. Now, I haven't done this myself because there's a lot of emails that I do have subscribed to that I want to keep. However, if you know that you're not going to have any spam mail and anything with unsubscribe is going to be sent directly to the trash, this is a great way to do it. Some examples of other filters you can do are to have filters based on who the email's from, who the email's to, or what the subject says, or if the size is greater than a certain size. Again, these can all be either filtered so it's more easily organized automatically. So I hope you found that helpful. That really is how easy it can be to one-touch your emails using things like Todoist, Instapaper, and any calendar app. If you found that helpful, please consider subscribing. Again, my name is Adrian Vuong. I'm an orthopedic surgeon who helps young and aspiring doctors achieve successful and balanced careers. See you next time.